As has been the case the last few years, we have had a lot of Cleveland Browns hype. Travis Kelce said the Browns are neck and neck with the Kansas City Chiefs. Jarvis Landry says Odell Beckham looks awesome. BetOnline has their over-under with the win total at 10.5. Joining me now from Locked On Browns, Jeff Lloyd. And Jeff, I look at this roster and I see a very talented team. I see, the reigning coach of the year, someone who could be a coach of the year candidate every year. Why is this year different for the Cleveland Browns than past years when there was a lot of excitement and they were not able to live up to it, although they did to an extent last year?
I think if you're going to look at this, you're obviously going to look at it on both sides of the ball. Defensively, they just weren't there yet. And, for a first-year regime in 2020, I think they did a fantastic job trying to, at least get as much talent as possible. Defensively, it just wasn't there. Joe Woods spent all of 2020 talking about how he wanted to go more heavy in the secondary. He wanted to play a lot more nickel. He wanted to play a lot more safeties. He wanted to play a lot more seven, basically hybrid linebackers mixed with secondary. He just didn't have the personnel to do that. They never had the players on the roster. Certainly COVID did not assist in that effort. They were able to get the top safety on the free agent market in John Johnson III. They have Grant Delpit coming back. Ronnie Harrison, solid player. Now, maybe you're talking about getting to play three safeties. Linebackers, everybody was wondering, they're not paying anybody. They didn't pay anybody the first year. They really didn't pay anybody the second year. And part of that is because they're going to be, they're going to be utilitarian. They're going to be first and 10 players. Then it's going to be coverage guys. If you are a team that's going to be winning, you think you're going to be playing a lot of time. So you go and you address the secondary. You bring in Greg Newsome. You bring in the top slot corner that was also available in Troy Hill, as they were able to do as there. And of course, that's a nice one for the fans because he is a native of Ohio. You mix that in with the return of Greedy Williams. You find these hybrid players that you were hoping for in Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. You draft another one in Tony Fields later. And then you look at the offensive side of the ball. Baker Mayfield had a great year. But the thing that was missing was they were always playing in a box. They were never challenging anyone vertically. You look at that Kansas City Chiefs playoff game. Chiefs said, we're going to line you up right here against the line of scrimmage because nobody on your team has got the speed to beat us deep. And they didn't. And the Chiefs were right. And it didn't work. You bring in Anthony Schwartz. You hope Odell is back to what he was. And even if he's 85% of what he was, he doesn't need to be a 1,300-yard receiver. Even if it's 950 and change, if he can challenge his secondary vertically, it's going to open things up. You're allowed to get these tight ends more involved than they did in 2020. It should just make things even easier for Baker. And now we're not going to have to talk about going 23 at 27 for 250. You can maybe go, 19 for 24 and get closer to 3 bills because you're going to have a lot of easier, open, deep throws.